Listen up, Tonto.
I hope you're watching this video in time because tomorrow, the world's largest casino, aka the old stock market, is primed to go haywire. And my goal in this video is to concisely break down everything you need to know to properly be prepared for the trading session tomorrow to ideally make all those tendies you want to make. So in this video, I'll be talking about that. I'll give you a quick breakdown of today, and just to make it a little bit of fun, I want to give you a day 2 recap of the newest form of billionaire drama between Elon Musk and Sam Altman. I hope that sounds good. I hope you enjoyed these market breakdown videos, and if you don't mind, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and with that being said, let's rock. By the time the dust officially settled on the day, here was the headline. S&P 500 ekes out gain even as Daddy Powell urges caution on rates, tariffs weigh on markets. With all of that, if you watched the session, if you watched the morning show, you know that this was a chop fest. Here's the heat map of the S&P 500. Certain well-known tickers such as Apple did really well, and then other well-known tickers such as Tesla got their teeth kicked in. It was a complete Christmas mixed bag of a situation. The SPY ended up gaining pretty much nothing. It was up 0.08%, while the Nasdaq was down 0.24. SMCI just reported, and as you can see, Tesla got completely murked, while on the other hand, Apple did pretty well. As I said, it was a mixed bag. But with that being said, it did not stop the Goonie community from making money. If you watched today's show when we were streaming Powell, I ended up having a pretty good trade on the futures market, 1.5K. 20 accounts, so I made about 29,000 after fees, and on top of that, I made some good decisions to sell premium. Piper ended up firing off around 11:37, but once again, if you were there with the live show, that's Monday to Friday, 9 to 11. Today we went a little bit longer. I was using some data from Edgeful that got me into 2 separate trades. Both of those ended up hitting pretty well and made another 2.8K. So if you want to check that out, remember there is a live show that's free, and if you want to become a premium member of the Locals, MattKohrs.locals.com, you can do that for free by using the promo code Goonie. You'll get a free 1-month access, and that's how you get into the Goonie trading Discord. Obviously, we're having a bunch of fun because right now we're on a roll, and the golden question is, how high can this tendy rocket ship possibly go? The answer to that is going to be very dependent on what in the world is going on in the major economic backdrop, namely this tariff war that became a drug war, and now we're back to calling it a trade war. Trump's conflicting business policies sow economic uncertainty. Steel and aluminum stocks surge on Trump plan to impose 25% tariffs on imports to the US. Remember, automakers very much need steel and aluminum, which is part of the reason why Tesla is getting its teeth kicked in right now. Trump tariffs on Canadian oil expected to raise US gasoline prices if enacted next month. Pay attention to that. This narrative might get out of hand, or obviously it might get resolved, but we're already in that point where we know countries are clapping back. China to impose up to 15% tariffs on US energy and vehicles on Monday. This went down yesterday, and now we see the EU is following suit. Trump's steel tariffs could trigger broader trade war as EU threatens proportionate countermeasures. We already know that Trump said, hey, if you do countermeasures to me, I'm going to retaliate even higher. And why could he pull this off? The answer is because we have a bigger economy. More people want our dollars than we want their dollars. So it's going to be painful for everyone involved, but it's going to be more detrimental to our trade partners than it is to us. That's the game that Trump's playing with. He understands that he has the leverage. He understands that he's holding all the cards. And as I said, yes, it will be painful for everyone, but on a relative basis, it will be less painful for our economy. And just to make it all that much more fun, don't forget, we're still in a high inflation environment where no one knows what in the world is going on with monetary policy. And that's what Powell was testifying in front of the Senate today. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, is testifying in front of the Senate today, and tomorrow we're going to be hearing his testimony in front of the House. This is a 2-day affair. I streamed it today, and of course it will be on the live show tomorrow. Powell tells Congress Fed still in no rush to lower rates. So this is a little bit of mixed messaging, because we know as Trump was coming into office, he said, I want lower rates. And Powell is saying, according to the data, we don't want to bring rates down because then we're risking inflation rearing its head up again. And then we got a little bit of a change of tune where we actually heard from Trump that we don't need to lower rates. We just want to drop the 10-year. And remember, the Fed has much more control over the 2-year. So it was more of like, we just don't want to be fighting right now. It was kind of lowering the tensions between the Fed and the current administration. So we'll see how this goes. Obviously, the market, it was whipsaw, and who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. But speaking of the Fed's Williams says inflation on track to 2%, but will take time. This is continuing the same rhetoric that we've been hearing for a while, like, hey, we're going in the right direction, but it's taking longer than expected. Now, this sets us up for tomorrow. So tomorrow, Wednesday, February 12th, this is why I said I hope you watch the video in time, at 8:30 in the morning, an hour before the market opens. Yes, that means you're going to have to get up with the farmers. You're going to have to get up at the crack of dawn to catch this, but we're getting the next inflation report, the next CPI, the Consumer Price Index report, very important inflation report. That comes out before the market opens. And just as a reminder, Jerome Powell will be talking to the House tomorrow. So we're going to hear what, I don't know, the big brain AOC's questions are for him, but that's going to be at 10 a.m. Then we have the 10-year note auction if you're paying fixed income. And then Thursday, PPI, the Producer Price Index. Then on Friday, we have the core retail sales. So we have a very full schedule for the remainder of the week. But coming back to tomorrow, we have an inflation report, and we have Jerome Powell testifying once again. So let's talk with this inflation report. So here's what I did. I called up the nerds in the lab and I said, listen, buddy, give me some interesting numbers to share with the audience. And then they said, nah, we don't want to do that. And they had a little bit of an attitude. So I said, listen, I'm going to give you the worst swirly of your life. And then Piper also happened to be there and she was looking pretty vicious. So before I knew it, they were like, oh, okay, we'll get right on that. And then after a little bit of time passed, they finally were able to crunch the numbers for me to give to all of you. And what they did was they looked at the last 10 CPI reports to see if we could see any trends. And they measured two different things that I thought gave some pretty interesting numbers. So here's what they measured. From market close, basically when you should be watching this video, to market open. So it's including the impact of the CPI report. I said, hey, what are the gap ups? What are the gap downs? And once again, out of the past 10, 5 of them have been gap ups. So from wherever we close today to opening tomorrow, 50% gap up. 3 of them have been not much of a change, and only 2 have been gap down. So that's kind of interesting right there, already favoring the bulls. I said, okay, cool. I need more information. Once again, I was threatening them with a swirly. Piper was looking very vicious. So they said, well, we'll measure the day of the CPI report from open until close. And I said, great, tell me how that is. And the answer there, once again, favoring the bulls. 7 were green and only 3 were red. So whether you're talking about gap ups versus gap downs or green versus red days, the bulls do dominate in this situation. Now, is it a guarantee? Absolutely not, because don't forget, there's no such thing as a guarantee in the market. And we are also in a little bit more of a seasonally bearish time. But as of now, just from the last 10 CPI reports, yes, the bulls do dominate. I also don't want you to forget that we are in earnings season. On the screen right now is from @eWhispers on Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it. But I just want to let you know that we're going to be hearing from CVS, Reddit, Robinhood, later on, John Deere, Crocs, DraftKings, Twilio. Coinbase is going to be a big one. Airbnb, Palo Alto Network, Sony, Roku, and later on this week, we're going to hear from Moderna. So if you're individually trading any of those, don't forget to screenshot this. Don't forget to set an alert in your calendar, because obviously it might be having a pretty sizable impact. And finally, we get to chit chat about drama. I know there's a lot of mature people in this world who basically sit there and they're like, I don't want to get involved in other people's drama. I'm not like that person. If anything, tell me the tea. Give me all the details. Give me all the details you think no one else wants. I want to feel like I'm in the middle of this story. Please interject me. And then when you add that with the fact that we're talking about some of the most influential, richest people in the world, ooh, it is a story for me. And this is day 2 of the billionaire drama. Sam Altman tells OpenAI staff that board hasn't, quote unquote, seen anything official from Elon. Now, if you're scratching your head at this point and thinking, what is Matteo talking about? Well, it's this. Musk's $97.4 billion OpenAI bid piles pressure on Sam Altman. Sam Altman with Elon Musk made OpenAI kind of leading the AI revolution. Then it's kind of famous, but they don't have that good of a relationship at all. And then Musk put together a consortium, fancy word, and basically it's a group of rich people who are like, yeah, will buy it. And it's kind of interesting of why he might be doing it. Does he legitimately want to own it? Does he just actually want to hurt the business? Does he want to stop it from going from a nonprofit to a for-profit? Whatever it is, Sam Altman tried to clap back and it got pretty funny. No, thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want. I reported on that yesterday, but what I forgot, because I was filming it when he responded, Elon Musk just called him a swindler, which is just like a savage, old-timey insult. I cannot believe that this app is free. Then we got Sam Altman actually kind of doing a quick little mini interview on the situation today, and he looks as awkward as you might expect.
Yeah.
How seriously are you taking it?
Not particularly.
Not particularly. Why do you think he's doing this?
To slow down a competitor.
And Stargate?
What
Do you
about
have the funding?
I'm not the one who tweeted funding secured. I just actually try to show up and, build the thing.
And Sam, just a quick one.
What is the end game, Mr. Rome? What is the end
Just
game
a quick-
of Elon Musk?
I don't know. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I think it's to slow down a competitor and try to...
I love the over-shoulder shot.
I don't really know.
Yeah, but you know well, right?
To the degree anybody does, yeah.
To the degree that anybody does. That's honestly as well as I know myself if I'm here just really doing some deep philosophical work. So as I alluded to, I love this drama. I can't wait for day 3. I hope you're as invested into this entire concept of autistic, super smart, super rich, super powerful, leading the future of tech billionaires battling it out on social media. I don't know what version of the simulation we're in, but man, oh man, is the craziness level turned up to 10 and potentially snapped off. Folks, that's what I have for you today. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the good vibes. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you in the Goonie Trading Discord. Don't forget to use that code Goonie when you're signing up for Locals to get that free month. And other than that, I'll catch you in the live stream tomorrow to watch the inflation report and then also listen to Powell. Once again, thanks for the good vibes. Love you all.